lots of people all the time are talking about full self-driving cars. Cars that can drive on the street, the highway, wherever you need them to go, assuming the place you need them to go are like actual roads. You can't like off-road with a full self-driving car. It'd be interesting, but it'd be absurd. Full self-driving cars are supposed to be cars that can drive pretty much everywhere that you can currently drive. So if you need to go to like the store, for example, the car should be able to take you there from your house without stopping and without having any problems whatsoever. And if you wholeheartedly believe what tech CEOs tell you, you'll think full self-driving is coming out this year, which is not going to happen. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. There has been lots of different companies claiming to have full self-driving technology. May it be like Tesla, Waymo, some no-name company, because there's been a lot of those. Just lots of people have been claiming they cracked the code to full self-driving, and it will exist very, very soon. A lot of companies blame regulations for them not being able to put their cars in the road, but those regulations are there for a reason. Like a year ago, this video popped up of a bunch of Waymos in a parking lot honking at each other. Do you really think these cars are ready to full self-drive when they can't navigate a parking lot and they're all the same system? All these Waymo cars are running the same software and they're still not figuring it out. But we keep hearing that full self-driving cars are just around the corner. But let's be real, we're at least a decade away from these cars being full self-driving. And honestly, I don't mind waiting for the tech to be perfect before they're implemented into cars in the road, because if they're not, you get situations like this. But when it comes to our health, we can't afford to wait. And since I'm 25, I have to be more considerate of my health because I'm not 20 anymore. And that's why having easy access to specialists and doctors I need has become very important to me in my life. And that's exactly what today's video sponsor comes in, ZocDoc. ZocDoc is a completely free website you can use to search and compare doctors in your area. You can search and compare for high quality doctors for almost any kind of specialty you would need. And with ZocDoc, you can book in-network appointments with over 100,000 healthcare providers. You can filter by insurance, location, and your medical needs. And on top of all that, you can see real reviews from real patients. You just type in what kind of doctor you're looking for and you can compare your options. And once you find one you like, you can instantly book within a few clicks. And everything is online, so there's no need to call anybody, which is great for me. And you also get to see a doctor's real-time availability, so you're not stuck waiting weeks to get an appointment, because that can be a problem if you procrastinate like me. Appointments usually happen fast within 24 to 72 hours, but sometimes you get it the same day. So if you've been putting off the doctor's appointment, why not give ZocDoc a try? You can go ahead and click the link in the description down below. It's ZocDoc.com/spatnz, and thank you, ZocDoc, for sponsoring the video. Now let's get back into it. So some of the goals of self-driving cars are to eliminate things like accidents, because people happen to have those quite often. There's also the claim that full self-driving cars will give people more time to do whatever they want instead of driving. And I hate to be that guy, but we kind of already had technology to do that, and it's called a train or a bus, and we could just install more of those in the US, but Elon Musk would make less money with that one, so that's not gonna happen for a minute. Remember the boring tunnels? Those extensive tunnels that were supposed to eliminate traffic? Yeah, they suck, by the way. I've been in them. They're like really slow and they can't go that fast and they're really claustrophobic. I also don't think they have a fire exit or something. They're kind of dangerous. But realistically, the goal of full self-driving cars is to make whatever company makes full self-driving cars a lot of money, okay? Like, think about it. If you're the first person to come up with full self-driving car tech, you'd make a lot of money. That's the only reason Tesla is worth anything right now. And when I was younger, I saw full self-driving as a more real potential thing because the tech was earlier in its life and it actually was like pretty good for like just releasing, right? Like in 2016, autopilot was genuinely impressive. But now in 2025, it feels like autopilot has only gotten a little bit worse over time. It really doesn't feel like it's improved like at all. And this is mainly because Tesla has the camera only approach to the full self-driving technology, which basically means they're using only cameras to see the road. So instead of using multiple types of sensors like Waymo does, Tesla decided to only use cameras, which has not been turning out well for them. And you're probably wondering, why did Tesla double down and remove basic sensors for camera-only vision? And the reason is because of money. You see, camera-only is significantly cheaper to make than like a bunch of sensors on the car. So it makes sense why they would drop other sensors in favor of cameras, because it's significantly cheaper. The problem is, camera-only clearly does not work. I don't know how many of these cars hit the crash in the back of a police car before people realize that like camera only sucks. But yeah, they crash into things all the time. And like, yeah, they mostly work, but I don't want to be in one of the cars that mostly works when it doesn't work. And Waymo cars, on the other hand, have like all the sensors you could possibly get on a car. And this does have downsides. These cars cost like $150K each, even though they're just like a standard SUV. And they also stop randomly for like no specific reason. Like, even though the Waymo cars have all these sensors in the world, they still run into problems. Now, granted, there's no footage of a Waymo crashing on the highway at full speed, but they also aren't allowed on the highway highway at full speed. My guess is they probably wouldn't crash into the back of a police car because they have way more sensors and way more things to tell them that there's something in front of them. But we also don't know for sure because they aren't allowed on the highway. And right now, full self-driving cars aren't in the worst state imaginable. Like, they're okay. I would get into a Waymo to test it in a city environment. I feel like I would be safe even if it did get stuck. I don't think I'd actually, I don't think I would die, basically. But the thing is, full self-driving cars, if they were going to exist in the near future, I think they would be better than they are currently. Because here's the thing, Waymo's been around since 2004, and they had full self-driving cars on the road in 2016. The fact that these cars still have so many problems and they've been in testing since 2016 is kind of crazy to me. Now, granted, these cars were significantly worse in 2016. You actually can't find any footage of them online. They really were not ready to show this off for the public yet. You don't really see content about Waymos popping up until around 2020. But if I was teaching someone how to drive for 10 years and they still couldn't figure it out after 10 years, I think I would give up because the Waymo cars still get stuck and still need assistance. That video of the Waymo cars in the parking lot all beeping each other is a year old. After 9 years of teaching these cars how to drive, they should be able to navigate a parking lot. And with Waymo cars, there's people intervening all the time if they get stuck on the road. If you took a Waymo and got stuck, you'd push a little button saying you're stuck, and it would call the Waymo headquarters or whatever, and then you would talk to a guy on the phone and they would get you unstuck remotely controlling the car. It's really hard to say we have full self-driving cars when there's a whole team of people ready to take over a car if it can't drive itself. And the fact that it's been like this for 10 plus years is really grim to the future of full self-driving cars, because the idea is every time you correct the car's behavior, it should be learning not to do something similar again. But if it never learns and keeps doing the same thing over and over again, and you have to keep calling over and over again, is it really learning? In theory, yeah, you could eventually train these cars to drive on their own. In practice, though, I really don't think it's possible, especially since Waymo is the one with more sensors and way more ways to tell where it is on the road. You still see videos of these things just stuck in the middle of an intersection for literally no reason. And then Teslas are also not great. The robotaxi event went pretty poorly and they crashed into things. And Tesla's been promising full self-driving since 2016. Every year. And even after Tesla sold a fair bit amount of cars and used that data to train their models, the cars still can't drive themselves. How many millions upon millions of miles do you need, Elon Musk, to train the cars? I just don't think it's actually possible, because I think if it was, it would have been done by now. Both these companies think they can get enough data to train these cars to not crash into things and not have issues on the road. And I just don't think it's possible. They're trying to get enough data to not have outlier situations be an issue for these cars. And the problem with that is all the reasons people get into car accidents is because of outlier situations. And obviously accidents happen because sometimes people aren't just paying attention. And a computer doesn't have that flaw. But is it really that big of a perk that the computer is always paying attention if it still hits things and crashes into things? I don't think so. And then on top of all that, Tesla really does not want liability for their own computers crashing into things. A big reason people don't trust the Tesla data on autopilot safety is because they put the blame on the person driving quite often. And there's a good amount of clips that you look at and you're like, how is that the guy's fault? The car should have obviously seen what was in front of it. And most people probably aren't going to buy a full self-driving car if they have a liability if it crashes into something. If you're selling a car and you say it drives itself and it crashes, how is it my problem? The car was supposed to be driving, not me. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Like and subscribe if you're new. Click the answers down, check out more of my content, and have a good one.